Good evening and welcome to Sheila Daughtry Gymnasium in North Lamar, where the North Lamar Pantherettes are getting ready to wrap up pre-district play against a neighbor who I wouldn't necessarily call a rival, but they're close enough that whenever Hugo comes into town and plays a Lamar County team, some eyebrows raise, ears perk up, and people come out to see as they take on North Lamar here at Panther Gym. I'm Stephen Johnston, here to bring you this broadcast on Paris Gameday, and we've got a doubleheader for you tonight. It's the first doubleheader in Paris Gameday history. First, the Pantherettes, as I said, wrapping up pre-district before they get things going towards the playoffs this Friday night at Sulphur Springs. And then following this game, we will have the boys, where North Lamar will take on Quinlan Ford, also their final pre-district game before taking on Paris, what is one of the biggest nights in sports in Lamar County when these two teams square off on the hardwood. Of course, you get a game at Paris High, you get a game at North Lamar, so we get double the fun. But first, both North Lamar girls and North Lamar boys getting ready to hit the hardwood. First, the girls against Hugo, followed up by the boys against Quinlan Ford. And for the North Lamar Pantherettes, they had a really fantastic tournament in Waco where they ended up in the championship game, lost to 6A Kingwood. But leading up to that, they won a trio of games, including against 5A Magnolia West, where Alexa Lane dropped in 31 points, grabbed 16 rebounds, had 6 steals and 4 assists. And, of course, the Abilene Christian commit has been the staple to this program, and she continues to have a huge season. But she's got a very good cast around her as well. And also, coming back after missing a few games, Ellen Nelson, the freshman who had a phenomenal year in cross country, she's back as well for the North Lamar Pantherettes. So it's phenomenal to see her on the hardwood. Lacey Webster, Chris Malone, Jordan Jones, Kyra Carey, also Avery Curtis and Aaliyah Conkleton. We'll get a starting lineup for you guys. And, of course, we're about to have the national anthem. Hugo, meanwhile, they come in, and they've already began district play. This is kind of one of their falling in between. You get started, you have the holiday season, and then you kind of play a game to get things back in the groove. So that's kind of the situation for them. They're 2-1 out of their district. We're going to pause for the national anthem, and then we'll get this thing tipped off from North Lamar here on Game Day. And with that, getting ready to announce the starting lineups for the North Lamar Pantherette girls basketball team. And, of course, the visiting Hugo Lady Buffalo. We'll get started with them. It's going to start with Serenity King coming out onto the floor for the Hugo Buffalo Lady Buffs. Raya Starling, Shamaya Cooper, Kayla Minter, and finally for the Hugo Lady Buffs, you're going to have Jalen Johnson. And now the starting lineup for the North Lamar Pantherettes. And not only do they have their senior leader, but they've got some underclassmen on this team as well that have made some huge contributions. And also, of course, when you lose a Division I athlete to graduation, as North Lamar will do in the spring, they will be very well taken care of by some of the other players. Lacey Webster coming out onto the floor. Chris Malone in the starting lineup. Avery Curtis. Alexa Lane as they announce. And you also have Kyra Carey getting ready to take the floor. And Kyra has been a phenomenal player, as well as this sophomore here. So North Lamar in great hands, not just for this year as they look to get back to the playoffs, but not only that, they've gone to the third round each of the last 3 years and looking to get over that hump. And they've got some young ladies who can certainly make that happen. As we get ready for the opening tip, North Lamar back in their huddle under the direction of Coach Brittany Tisdale, a part of a phenomenal Steed coaching tree that features Coach Billy Mack Steed. Her father, who's now an assistant at Paris Junior College, was here at one point at North Lamar. And then also, of course, we know at Paris High School where he won over 400 games, sitting up in the stands here tonight, watching his daughter as she racks up win after win of her own. And it's going to be Alexa Lane in the center circle against Kayla Minter. And we are ready to get this thing underway. Controlled by Carey. And back to Lane, over to the right side to Malone, into the corner. 3 ball coming off the mark. Carey with the offensive board and the putback. So North Lamar strikes first. And on the other end, Hugo working down to the elbow. Top of the key, into the corner, taken away. And that's Curtis. Up ahead to Webster for an easy 2. And Webster, that young lady, she can do just a little bit of everything and does it well. Not going to be the girl who puts up 20 points, but you're always going to see, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, just a complete game. And that's what Webster brings, as nice hand up, and then a foul is going to be called, and I think we've got shots coming. And it's going to be Minter at the stripe. That's going to go against Carey, her first, and the first for the team. Really good closeout from Curtis. Just not quite able to grab that defensive board. And the second chance is where Hugo finds themselves at the stripe. Second shot up, off back iron, and the rebound collected by Lane. Cross midcourt, getting into the paint, stepping through. And we have a foul. It's going to go against Starling. Webster puts it on the deck, drives to the rack, and they're going to give a signal. I missed the signal, but it'll go over to Hugo. North Lamar with an early 4-0 lead in this ball game. Final pre-district game before they really start counting. Moving to the right, driving baseline, backing down, turning, shooting, off the mark. Lane with the rebound. Lane might go coast to coast, pulls up, knocks down. One thing that she told me in the preseason that she really focused on was adding strength to her frame. And she certainly has done that as she comes up with a steal, spins away from a defender. Euro step inside, collects her own rebound, and then pulls up from mid-range, and there's nothing there. Brief pause in the action to make sure that our shoes are tied. Hugo coming up the floor, rotating around the perimeter, dribble handoff, driving, kicking, mid-range baseline jumper, no good, offensive rebound, no good. Lane has it taken away, blocks the shot, and then this one will go out of bounds off Hugo and over to the North Lamar Pantherettes. So something to clean up. North Lamar giving up some second chance opportunities. Otherwise, off to a very good start here at Sheila Daughtry Gym. Webster, mid-range, knocks down. And we mentioned she does a little bit of whatever it is that you need. She's athletic enough to step out and guard on the perimeter, but has a nice frame to go down and defend the post if needed. Steal from Lane, passing ahead. Curtis from the pass from Webster. Can't quite get it to fall, and Hugo clears the board. Close to midway through this first quarter, and the Lady Buffalo yet to put a mark on the scoreboard. Here's a three ball from the elbow, no good, and there's Webster with the board. Pass way ahead to Malone, and she gets it to fall. Timeout. Hugo, 10-0, North Lamar with an early lead, and we'll be right back here on Game Day.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
And we're back out of the timeout. Coming out onto the floor, we have our first substitution, and it'll be Jordan Jones for Alexa Lane. And another stoppage in play. North Lamar leading 10-0, and this has been a really interesting season, trying to get some things figured out with some younger players. But man, these younger players are making great contributions for Coach Tisdale and her squad, and kind of starting to hit their peak at the right time as district is getting ready to roll. And Webster stands in and draws the charge. So like we've said, she's knocked down a mid-range jumper. She's grabbed some boards. She drew the charge. A little bit of everything from Lacey Webster. Curtis driving up the floor, kicks out to Jones and can't quite corral it. It'll go over to the Lady Buffalo. Driving baseline, cut off by Carey. Pushing towards the left side into the corner. They'll try the opposite baseline. Back out to the elbow. And then a long triple coming and got it. Phenomenal shot from deep from Hugo to get on the board. As Carey puts it on the deck, drives, puts up a shot. Little bit of a bump, no call. Hugo comes up with the rebound, and they're sprinting the other way. North Lamar has done a phenomenal job of stopping the dribble, not letting that momentum get all the way to the basket. And there's the rebound, and fighting for it is Malone. And now Hugo coming up with another steal and another three ball. So just like that, the Lady Buffalo put up 6 straight. Jones out to Curtis, resetting the offense. Carey down inside to Jones, putting it on the deck, spins, shoots, can't quite get it. And there is, I want to say from my angle, yeah, Avery Curtis, who will head to the free throw line.
Foul number 5, Shirley King. Her first personal foul. Hugo's 14th foul. Avery Curtis at the line for 2.
Curtis' first shot, up and good. Second shot, knocks it down. And I gotta say, one thing I love about North Lamar's gym, Sheila Daughtry gym, is this one gets away. One thing I love is the sound system here, man. It is phenomenal, sounds great, and they've got a great sound man. Curtis, corner to Jones. Jones spinning, going baseline, cut off. Tries to pass it back out. It ends up in the hands of Curtis. Elbow three coming. Can't quite knock it down off front iron, and then tied up by Webster. We've said her name a lot here in the first quarter as Ella Nelson will check into the game. Nelson, a freshman. We talked about the job that she did during cross country. Just had a phenomenal first varsity season in cross country this year. Then suffered an injury, but back on the floor now. Foul called. And a nice hesitation move put on by Chris Malone to draw that foul, draw that contact. And so Malone, with that being the 5th team foul against Hugo. Free throw up, off front iron. And the Lady Buffalo recover. It'll be Minter coming up the court. North Lamar has not allowed them to get inside. However, the 3-ball and second chance opportunities is why Hugo is in this ball game. On the other side, Carey looking to beat the defense in transition, and she does. Kyra Carey has an incredibly bright future here at North Lamar. Getting down inside, stolen, taken away by Webster, and then knocked out of bounds. should stay with North Lamar. Looks like it will. Like we said, Lacey, 2 points, I believe, at this point. But, man, a number of rebound steals. The small things you need from role players, she provides as Malone across midcourt, being pressured man-to-man. Carey trying to get an angle, gets it, and gets the roll. Hugo looking for the final shot with about 15 seconds remaining, and they're going to call a foul on Kyra Carey, and that will send Hugo to the free throw line. Reminder, following this one, we will have the North Lamar boys as they take on Quinlan Ford. First shot, rattles around and pops out. As Alexa Lane checks in for the final 14 seconds. That was the second foul on Carey. And for the boys, getting Jake Dagenhart back is massive for them. Starting point guard from a very good team a season ago as Alexa Lane gets the assist to Ella Nelson. And that'll do it for the first quarter. North Lamar up 10, 18-8. Second quarter action coming up right around the corner here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff. And I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
We're back getting ready for second quarter action between North Lamar and Hugo. And an incredible crowd. This is, you know, it may not be what the coaches love, but I'll tell you, I absolutely enjoy scheduling the girls' game followed by the boys' game. You get bigger crowds. As North Lamar, I would say, is about 3/4 full on the home side, and then a good crowd on the visitor side as well. It's not a very long drive from Hugo here to Lamar County, just a skip across the Red River. So very pleased to have both of these teams here tonight. North Lamar, balanced attack in the first quarter, takes a 10-point lead. Hugo knocked down a couple of triples to kind of keep them within range as there's another three ball and another offensive rebound, but Alexa Lane eventually pulls it down and then works her way out of the corner. Lane getting into the lane, can't knock down the shot, fighting for the rebound, and looks like Nelson on that final grasp for it, bounced it just out of bounds, and it goes over to Hugo. Looks like maybe an illegal screen or offensive foul of some sort. Goes back over to North Lamar. Lane walking the ball up across midcourt. Malone to Nelson, back to Malone. In the middle to Lane, and she knocks down the midi. Just turns, no one there. Fine, I'll take it. And this one for the Pantherettes is exactly how you want to perform in your final pre-district match. Hugo, long three, no good. Nelson collects the rebound ahead to Curtis. Curtis in transition, gets it to go. And you see why, despite losing some key seniors after this year, and there is nothing slowing down North Lamar's girls as Curtis is going to commit the foul and send Hugo to the free throw line, and it's going to be Jalen Johnson at the stripe.
Foul number 24, Avery Curtis. Her first personal foul. And that's first team foul.
So Johnson to shoot 2. First off the backboard. It's about 6:25 and the bank's open. Second shot coming from Johnson. Up and good. Nelson, Webster, Carey, Malone, and Curtis on the floor for North Lamar. Rotating the ball around the perimeter. Malone in the corner. Dribbles, skip pass, 3-ball coming. Off the mark, rebounded by Hugo. That's the one thing that they have been consistently doing well is rebounding the basketball. Otherwise, it's been a struggle going down low into the post. And foul called as Anaya Brown will head to the stripe. Brown, first shot, off front iron. Substitutions made, and it'll be Jones and Lane checking in for Webster and Carey. Second shot from Brown. Knocks that one down. And it'll be Malone. This is one thing I love about Coach Tisdale is you have this player in Alexa Lane, and she likes to play both on the ball, bringing it up, being in control of the offense, and then also playing her off ball as well as she did there. Brown inside, can't get it to go, and fighting for the rebound is Chris Malone, and possession arrow pointing in favor of the Pantherettes. Lane skip pass, 3-ball coming long, but offensive rebound. And now it'll be Lane to shoot for 3, no good. Another offensive board and a foul called. And this could be shots coming for Avery Curtis, and it will be. Curtis, first, up and good. And North Lamar very good from the stripe. Pretty well team-wide. Second shot up and good. Looking at a 3-ball, stepping, and now launching. And rebound goes to Lane, and quickly ahead to Curtis as she puts it up for an easy 2. Just that ability, how quickly she pulls down the rebound, gets it out of her hand, accurate, and then Malone has been doing a phenomenal job finishing, and this one will be tied up and stays with Hugo. Great job that time by Jones. Hugo, top of the key, that's where they like to shoot, where they'll dribble and kick. This time, running jumper, no good, and Lane fighting for it. Now let's see what the call is here. This is interesting, and I think they're going to hit Alexa, or no, this one's going to go against Raya Starling. The foul was against 12, which both players are 12, but nonetheless, it's North Lamar basketball. Skip pass over to Curtis in the corner. Malone back out to Nelson. Nelson, quick trigger, can't get it to go. Jones, offensive rebound. She's had a couple of those. And then a great pass to Curtis, who gets in the lane, and it just doesn't find its way through. And Hugo pulls down the rebound. Lady Buffalo looking for their shot. They've been hard to come by as North Lamar's defense has been extremely good this evening at home. Driving baseline, cut off by Jones, spinning, kicking. Almost throws that one away into the back court. And a good job here by Hugo. Look, the shot's not there. Keep the ball moving. And they are putting it on the deck, getting into the lane. Shot up, and this time it falls. The patience being rewarded. Now on the other side, ball's going to turn over back to Hugo. Passing inside, and there was just nothing there as Alexa Lane, man, she's got that ball on a string. I believe a foul is going to be called. It's going to go against Serenity King. It'll be Malone to inbound from right in front of the scorer's table. Goes in to Curtis. Nelson in the corner to Benitez. Now mid-range jumper coming off back iron, offensive rebound, and put up, and it's good from Alexa Lane. Tough shot. Under 2 minutes to go here in the half. North Lamar has controlled this one from the opening tip, and this time blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Hugo. From their own baseline, King. They go right back to her, but a nice hand, and Alexa Lane comes up with the steal. And then great ball movement in transition. And Curtis is having a really good night here in the first half. And a lot of it's been done either at the free throw line or down in the paint. Buckets have been very tough to come by for the Hugo Lady Buffalo, and when they've taken their time, they've found the shot. And this time, ball up, and it's good. Lane from way deep, can't get it to go. Under 40 seconds remaining in the half. North Lamar, one way or the other, And there's a foul. It's going to have a commanding lead. And if you're watching the clock and wondering, kind of what's going on there, you use a touchpad. Sometimes it registers the touch, sometimes it doesn't, so I just make the adjustments as we go. Well, no harm, no foul, but we certainly will keep it accurate. On the other side, Malone driving and just bullies her way through for two. Nice take that time from Chris Malone. Now down to 5 seconds. Hugo looking for that final shot in the corner. Gets it down into the lane and no good. That's how the half is going to end with North Lamar commanding the ball game 32-16. We'll hear from our sponsors and come back with some halftime commentary here on Game Day.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 five-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the Loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
And back here on Game Day, halftime between North Lamar and the Hugo Lady Buffalo. And, of course, boys to follow. So we will have a new stream. It will not stay here on this particular same stream. So you'll have to back out, and, of course, you'll see it. It'll pop up for you. Just as easy to get to as this one was, as the North Lamar Panther boys will take on a good Quinlan Ford team. A very good Quinlan Ford team. But North Lamar looking to get on the right track themselves. And they've got a crew of young men that when they get hot, they are tough to stop. And one of those being Aiden McCullough. Very athletic young man. Jackson Kalupa, a lot of fun. Keelan Gray, a lot of fun as well. And so that will follow this game here tonight. And then after that, everybody begins district, both these boys and these girls. And that's really exciting. Of course, the North Lamar Pantherettes on Friday will travel to Sulphur Springs, while the North Lamar boys will have a little bit of a layover. And then next week, it's Paris versus North Lamar, which is about as fun as it gets here in Lamar County. Paris and North Lamar basketball, it doesn't matter. Here, there, both sides will be jam-packed. And there are very few basketball atmospheres like that one. So, of course, we'll have that game for you here on Paris Game Day. A few stats for you. Leading the way for the North Lamar Pantherettes, Avery Curtis, she had 10 in that first half. And we mentioned, she got the job done from the stripe, but also along with that was able to find her way inside and finish, whether that's getting an assist or, driving herself. We saw a couple of times where she just put that shoulder down and bullied her way into the paint and finished at the rim. So Avery Curtis, phenomenal first half. You also had Kyra Carey with 6 points and Alexa Lane with 6 points. Lane also 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. And then we mentioned Lacey Webster quite a few times in that first half. And Lacey, I mean, what do you want? Do you want the steals? Do you want the rebounds? Do you want the assist? A couple of points thrown in there. She's a young lady that is going to certainly have some marks in just about every category of the box score. So great contribution coming from her as well. Good to see Ellen Nelson on the floor after early on in the season dealing with some injuries and things like that. And she's been back. Good to have her back as a freshman, getting that experience, that game experience is incredibly vital, especially when you're going to be counted on going forward. And who knows, you know, it may be your name that's called come district play whenever you're taking on Paris, whether you're taking on Sulphur Springs, Bonham, Pittsburgh, Pleasant Grove, the likes of. So this is a really good overall team for the North Lamar Pantherettes, and they've got a district title in mind, and they don't take any game lightly, and that's how you get to where you're at tonight against a Hugo Lady Buffalo team who is 2-1 in their own district. Few more teams in their district up in Oklahoma, so they've gotten started, and off to a good start, but the North Lamar Pantherettes certainly holding their own here tonight. We're going to step aside for a commercial break, and when we come back, we will get the third quarter underway between the North Lamar Pantherettes and the Hugo Lady Buffalo here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
Hey, I'm Josh Charette, project manager with 2B Builders. We're a local GC here in Texarkana. We have Lone Star out here doing our heating and AC. They do a good job for us. We really appreciate the customer service that they provide. I know that at Lone Star Heating and Air, I can always call Matt or Dave, their head commercial HVAC guy, and they will always pick up the phone when I need them. And that's a big thing when we're working out here on these commercial projects. Usually when we're in a bind, we need something and we need it pretty quickly, and we can rely on Lone Star for that. Hey.
And we are back here at Sheila Daughtry Gym, where the North Lamar Pantherettes coming back out of the locker room and to their bench, led by their coach, Brittany Tisdale. And not just looking for the playoffs. You know, this is a team that, yeah, the playoffs are nice. You know, they certainly want to be there. There's no doubt about that. But year in and year out, North Lamar has made the playoffs. They want to win a district title, and they also want to go beyond where they have been in recent years past. And in order to do that, they're going to have to be very sharp. And so far tonight, they have been very sharp. The only thing that I could point to that, you know, you might want to clean this up a little bit is the offensive rebounds that they've given up to Hugo. Some second chance points. Otherwise, they have done a phenomenal job. And back on the floor for North Lamar, Chris Malone, Lacey Webster, Alexa Lane, Avery Curtis, and Kyra Carey. And wraparound pass ends up in the hands of Lane. She'll drive. And then down under to Carey, but finds its way out of bounds. It'll be Hugo basketball coming across midcourt. Skip pass and a drive. Pass back out. Right corner going down to the block. Malone takes it away and then rolls away from her. It'll stay with Hugo. Lady Buffalo going down low to Brown. Brown throws it away. Curtis ahead to Lane. Lane up for an easy two. Foul is going to be called. Or excuse me, just out of bounds. I haven't lit up the scoreboard, but Hugo does do a good job of, hey, let's penetrate. It's not there. Kick out. 3 ball on the way. No good. Board's cleared by Alexa. Lane dribbles through all the traffic and ahead and now has the numbers if she wants it, and a foul called. She'll head to the stripe. By the time she was done dribbling out of the traffic, there were 3 Hugo defenders that were behind her as she started transition. Lane at the stripe. First free throw up and good. We mentioned this is a really good free throw shooting North Lamar team. As a matter of fact, there's been times when, if they shot around 60%, which isn't bad for high school, but Coach Tisdale would, tell me, hey, we didn't shoot well. We didn't shoot well from the line. Carrie ends up with the basketball in her hands. But Avery Curtis has shot well from the stripe. Alexa went 1 for 2 on her trip there. And now Carrie shot up and good. "20-point Pantherette lead with the second free throw on the way, and it finds its way home as well. This may be Hugo headed to the free throw line themselves. And it'll be Kayla Minter at the stripe. Off back iron. And even though, you can't categorize this as a close game, however, you can still stand on the principle that North Lamar has, in large part, made their free throws, whereas Hugo, shooting around 50%, which again isn't just, that bad for high school, but nonetheless, it's a huge advantage when you're shooting around 80%, which is where North Lamar is. "20-point Pantherette lead going down inside to Lane. Lane fighting through the traffic, draws the foul, and she's headed back to the line. Understanding who the defender is and got around, put the ball up, drew the contact, knocks down the first. Lane, an Abilene Christian University commit. Always fun whenever you have D1 players. Stolen away by Webster. And gets it to go. As I was saying, it's always fun when you have a Division I player in your community. And I had kind of been out of the loop, if you will, on local high school sports. And then, once Paris Gameday kind of got going, and it was volleyball season, I knew, North Lamar, good volleyball team traditionally. Watched them a few times, saw Alexa play, good player, and, people kept insisting, wait until basketball season. And basketball season's here, and I fully understand their excitement about Alexa Lane. This ball is going to go over to North Lamar. But as I said, it's not just a one-woman show, if you will. We've seen contributions from pretty much everyone on the floor for North Lamar as Lane kicks out. Webster drives, and she will head to the stripe. Not only that, but this is a relatively young team in some places. Talk about Avery Curtis, Kyra Carey, Ella Nelson. Those are some young ladies that are going to be representing this North Lamar program for years to come, and along with others. And now we have a timeout. Timeout on the floor. And we will be right back here on Game Day.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
Back here on Game Day, out of the timeout, North Lamar from start to current present time have been in full control of this ball game. It's 42-17. And for the North Lamar Pantherettes, coming out of the timeout, Hugo with the basketball. Looking for somewhere to go. And again, they have done a good job of being patient, rotating the ball around the perimeter, looking for their opportunities. But the second they step into the lane, North Lamar is all over it just as they were there. And speaking of lane, here she comes, backs it out, and will reset the offense. Inside to Carey, who finishes in a great pass. I believe that was Webster, and the finish by Carey. Meanwhile, Hugo drives, kicks, pulls up, can't hit it, offensive rebound. And then they might be hitting Lane with a foul here. 4:20 on the clock. That'll be the first foul on Lane. Second team foul, Hugo with 4 team fouls. First free throw up and good. Phenomenal crowd here tonight. As the North Lamar faithful, and not just North Lamar, but you've got a number of schools who have come out for this one. So there's another foul. As North Lamar had possession and the foul was committed, it goes back over to Hugo. Wild shot put up, but contact drawn. And as I was saying, yeah, I see a number of, Paris players, both on the boys and girls side here tonight. Mentioned Coach Billy Mack Steed in attendance. Paris, Lamar County loves its basketball, and they're really good at it. As I would say that everyone, Prairieland, Chisholm, North Lamar, Paris, all should be slated for the postseason. Meanwhile, Carey coming up the court. Dribble handoff to Malone. Malone, dribble handoff to Webster, puts on the brakes and crosses over, loses the basketball, and the Lady Buffaloes coming up the court. And losing that one, here's Curtis passing ahead, and they are going to call a travel. She tried to get that one away. Pretty close call there. Nelson checking in for Curtis. About 3.5 left to play in the third quarter. North Lamar well in control. And again, for Hugo, if they could find a way to get inside, they don't lose possession until they try to get into the lane. Carey all the way, has it blocked. And it's going to stay with North Lamar. Job well done defensively. Webster, Nelson, Jones, Malone, and Carey on the floor for North Lamar. Carey crossing over, trying to get into the stripe. She took the shot from the stripe, trying to get into the paint. Had her shot deflected. Going down to the block, kicking out. 3 ball on the way, no good, and rebounded by North Lamar and tied up by Hugo. Should stay with the Pantherettes. Oh, they're going to call a foul against Hugo. And that'll be shots coming as the 15th foul. Malone's first shot up and good. Nice to see a ball fall through. It's been a little bit of a offensive lull the last few minutes. Second shot rattles home. On the other side, Hugo again, they'll pass the ball around the perimeter and then try to work it in. Everything is fine, everything's working well until they try to work it in. And that's when North Lamar defensively gets really active. So they've had to settle for some three-point shots as they did there. On the other end, Carey kicks out. Malone, 3 ball, no good. Offensive rebound, Webster. Substitutions coming for the North Lamar Pantherettes and Hugo's. Long 3 is no good. I'd say North Lamar has done a good job here in the second half of clearing the boards and not allowing the offensive rebounds. Still giving up, I think, 1 in this quarter. Ball now loose on the floor. And tied up, it'll stay with North Lamar. Possession arrow will switch. make some personnel changes, if you will, and Chris Malone on our own baseline underneath the basket to inbound. Goes in, and Jones gets tripped up. Probably going to say this one on the floor. It will be the 16th foul, so she'll be shooting. Shot up and good for Jones. We talk about some of the people in attendance here tonight. I see Mike Davidson, Roadrunner Service and Tires, been a sponsor of Paris Gameday and one of the people that helped make it possible. Second free throw up and good. So appreciate you very much to Mike Davidson, and tires, brakes, struts, whatever it is you need, go see him over at Roadrunner, North Main Street. This one's knocked away, and Webster, now you've got bodies hitting the floor. And that shot no good, and opportunity for a second, tied up. And this time possession will go the way of Hugo. And while we're at it, I'd like to thank our sponsors who, man, from the bottom of my heart, you know, you guys have changed Lamar County sports and the access that the community gets to these athletes. So Austin Anthony, North Lamar alum at Texas Furniture and Appliance. Red River Credit Union, thank you to those guys. First Federal Community Bank. And of course, Moore, CDJR, Montgomery Moore, a Paris native as well. Just appreciate you guys for making game day happen. And Brian Glass, Glassland and Home. David Dennison, David's Meat Market, Clay Rose, Lone Star Collision Center. Hard foul going to the basket. And we could go on and on. David House Jewelry, appreciate those guys. Bentley Greb and Jody Greb, who just hopped on board. Thank you guys. Carpet World, greatly appreciate it. Drake Construction and Harrison Walker and Harper. Free throw up and good. I tell you, man, it's not very often that you see free throw shooting as good as what the North Lamar girls are able to do. On the other end, Hugo. Backing down with Brown, puts up a wild shot, no good. Rebound ahead to Webster. Webster with a hard stiff arm, no foul called. And now we get a stoppage in play. And I tell you, Lacey Webster, it should have been called. That's fine, but just the act itself, man. That young lady, I tell you, whoever it was on the Hugo side, she felt it for sure. Malone, shot up. And a rare free throw off the mark from North Lamar. And she'll have another coming. And the second one's good. Down to about 20 seconds left in this quarter. North Lamar with a commanding lead as Hugo again, three ball and second chance It's no good. Third chance is no good. And finally, Jordan Jones pulls down the rebound. There's going to be 2 seconds on the clock. And with that, it'll be North Lamar shooting. Jordan Jones headed to the stripe. Just the aggressiveness to get into the paint for North Lamar. I'm getting a little ahead of myself putting the points on the board. I just figure they'll hit the free throws. I hope I don't jinx it for the Pantherettes and for Jordan. And, of course, I do not, because that's not real. Last-ditch effort on the half-court shot, no good. North Lamar leads 55-18. And we will be right back with the fourth quarter coming up here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff. And I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh, yeah. Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
And back here on Game Day, getting ready for the fourth quarter, and you can bet it'll probably be a pretty brisk one with North Lamar leading 55-18. Following this game, we will have the North Lamar boys taking on Quinlan Ford. And Quinlan Ford, a good program. They're having a good season, and the North Lamar Panthers having a good season in their own right, getting ready for district play, and it'll be the final non-district contest of the year for both the boys and the girls tonight, as the North Lamar Pantherettes head to Sulphur Springs and invade Hopkins County. That'll be their first district matchup. And then next week, it'll be Paris versus North Lamar. And that is as fun as it gets. I promise there are few crowds in East Texas in general that can match the energy of Paris versus North Lamar basketball. Shot off the mark, second chance. Meanwhile, Hugo blocked by Carey. And Kyra has had a good night. And I'll tell you, points, it doesn't always matter on the points scenario. Some of these girls, they get it done in a number of ways. As Hugo gets the and one, the bucket, they will head to the free throw line. That'll be against Malone, and free throw is up and good, completing the three-point play that time. Jones coming up the floor, passes off to Malone. Malone around the right side. Goes down low to Jones. Jones drop step, fades, nearly hit a really impressive shot there. On the other end, Hugo, man, just couldn't get it to fall. North Lamar has been smothering down in the paint. Hugo came out in the first quarter and knocked down some long shots. It was a 10-6 ball game at that point, but yeah, to no avail. Pretty much the rest of the way. Foul called. It's going to go against Malone. I believe that's her third. Tell you, this touchpad doesn't always love when I touch it. It'll just keep going one way or the other. Wild shot that I think got deflected and then knocked away, and finally North Lamar comes up with it. Jones on the other side. Hey. Knocks down a tough shot with her momentum taking her away from the basket. And for the North Lamar Pantherettes, they're going to go into district play with a great head of steam. I would say playing their best basketball of the season. And that's Benitez. Now, spinning shot, a tough one from Shemaya Cooper. As Jones goes to carry, trying to break a man press, a little full court pressure from Hugo as Carey crossing over, looking up at the clock, and then leaves a girl in her tracks on the floor, puts a shot up, and nearly comes up with the offensive board herself. But instead, here come the Lady Buffaloes in transition and cut off down in the paint, which has been pretty much the case all night. We've talked about it, and it has been really tough. They get the two here, but they will move that ball around the three-point line, move it, and then try to make their move. And North Lamar just collapses defensively and stops them from getting much of anything at all. Benitez fighting for the basketball is going to be last touched by Hugo. Ella Nelson checking into the game for Malone. It'll be Benitez. In a game like this, and I tell you, North Lamar does a great job on the scoreboard operator. But, in a game like this, you got to let those extra 2 or 3 seconds run off after the whistle, But as it is, it'll be Carey at the stripe. Lefty off the mark with the first. Second free throw to come. Shot up and good. I don't think North Lamar has missed 2 from the line all night. In other words, missing both on one trip. And I tell you, that's tough to stop as Brown backs down into the paint, gets the shot up, draws the contact, and she'll head to the free throw line. trying to complete the three-point play, and Brown does just that. On the other side, Carey attacking. Shot no good. There's Jones, and calling a jump ball here. It'll stay with North Lamar. Benitez to inbound from her own baseline underneath the basket. And Hugo still playing really hard, especially defensively. And I get a 5-second call here as Carey was passing the ball off, but it'll go over to Hugo. They go back down to Brown, and yeah, that's pretty effective. Tremendous size and using it to her advantage down in the paint as Jones dribble handoff to Nelson. Nelson finds herself wide open and hits the mid-range jumper. And we're now down to about 2.5 minutes left in this ball game, and a 32-point lead for North Lamar, doubling up Hugo in what has been a good final pre-district test. Kind of a make sure you got everything right. North Lamar played a tough tournament full of 5A and 6A schools in Waco. The MT Rice tournament found themselves in the championship game after 3 straight wins before eventually falling to Class 6A Kingwood. But nonetheless, you know, that's kind of the way that you'd like to go into district, winning a few ball games against bigger opponents, tough competition. Because the competition in district is going to be tough. Sulphur Springs, Pleasant Grove, of course, Paris, your rival. Pittsburgh, along with Bonham, as Mr. Paul Allen comes into the building. Good to see Paul. Jones, hard pass to Benitez in the corner, finds Nelson down on the paint, on the block, puts a shot up, can't get it to go, finds her own rebound, mid-range jumper, no good. And Hugo clearing the boards. Under 2 minutes to play in a game that has long been decided. Brown, rebound, put back up, no good. And Jones clears the way. Whistle, and it'll stay with the Lady Buffalo. Brown dishes off, turn around, and that one was halfway down before popping out, and Jones comes up with the board. She's had a bunch of them tonight, and now she'll be fouled. It's about 1.5 minutes remaining in this ball game. This is interesting. I think they've kind of got these backwards. Yeah, North Lamar should not be shooting. North Lamar has 5 team fouls. Hugo, that's only their second. So it'll be Benitez to inbound. North Lamar in the backcourt. And another stoppage in play. Benitez to inbound from the sideline in front of the visitor stands. And another whistle. And I'll tell you what, the further and further, or the closer we get to a final, these whistles, they have persisted, if you will. Taken away by Jones. Hugo recovering. And guess what? We got a foul. Avery Curtis to the scorer's table, getting ready to check back in. She'll come in for Carey. And now Hugo making some late substitutions as well. Second shot up and good. Down to a minute remaining in the ball game, and Hugo, you know, they still got foot on the gas, if you will, as this one's going to bounce around and come away with North Lamar. Ahead to Curtis, pass to Benitez. And now down to 30 seconds remaining. It'll be North Lamar with the basketball, and you can bet that they will take their time. If Hugo, who is still pressing man the whole way, down by 31 with 20 seconds remaining. And North Lamar clears the board. And that's going to do it tonight from Sheila Daughtry Gymnasium for the girls' game. We'll close this stream out and bring up a separate one for the boys' game. So if you're looking to stay tuned for the North Lamar Panther boys versus Quinlan Ford, we will have that stream available for you momentarily. The North Lamar Pantherettes, a winner 66-35 over Hugo. North Lamar versus Quinlan Ford coming up on Game Day.